April didn't work. We'll see if we can do it again in May. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and this is For Pause in a Book. I make bookish videos over here on my little corner of the internet, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Today we are letting Kerplunk choose my TBR once again, and April was not a good month. Now if you haven't watched that video, let me just summarize it. There were a lot of books, like 11 or something like that, and I've read half of them. Now, I am filming this about 11 days early. However, I will be going to a Polycon the final week of April, so I honestly don't know how much reading I'm going to be doing, and I imagine it's not going to be very much. So we were already set up for failure. I read a lot of books in April, however, they were all books for content, and my TBR did not help me with that. So instead, we have books that are just like still sitting over there, ready to be read. So we're going to be taking another punishment. If I don't read these ones in May, I'm not going to take a punishment in June just because it's going to be the Amazing Readathon and it just doesn't make any sense. We're going to reset and we'll start again in July. But for May, we will be doing a punishment. Do I think that I will be able to read all of these books? Probably not, because I'm going to be preparing for a readathon. But regardless, we're gonna try. So my wrap up will be coming in about a week after you're seeing this video, so you'll be able to see what books that I did read. But let me tell you, as of right now, I think it's 4 books that I've finished, and I know by the end of the month I will have at least 2 more read, but that's not very many. We have the possibility of 18 sticks being pulled, so we have our D12, which is our initial one, and then the D6, which is the punishment. Also, if you hear lawnmowers or motorcycles, it is the first really nice weekend that we've had in a very long time, so everyone is mowing their lawn and everyone is on their motorcycles, so you're gonna hear that. All right, let's go ahead and roll this. Here we go. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. We have a 3. You're not gonna be able to see it. Maybe if I put it in the focus spot, maybe? Okay, a 3 is not bad. We can do that. We can work with that. All right, so let's pick the punishment one now. All right, here we go. Okay, another 3. Apparently it is the day of 3s. So we only have 6 books to pull. That's much more doable. I think we can handle this. Let's go pick our first prompt. One thing before I forget, we have 2 required reads this month for book clubs. The first one, Brittany and I do on sprints. So this started like 2 months ago, and then we've just done a book every single month, and it's been a lot of fun. So we start the book and read 50% of it on my sprints on Monday nights, and then 50% on Tuesday night on her sprints. I don't remember the dates. We've already picked them. They're gonna be right down here. I just can't remember what we did, so I need to go back and look at our messages. But for May, we're going to be reading Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. This is a YA thriller. I think it's gonna be fun. I was tagged as Squid Games meets The Bachelor, which like makes no sense, but here we are. So this is what we're going to be reading. And then for Not Your Mom's Boozy Book Club in May, we will be reading Truly Madly Deeply by Alexandra Belfiore. This is her brand new romance release that comes out like the last day of April. So we'll probably be reading it a little bit later into May. I don't have the details for that one yet, but we will be reading that in May. So we'll read it on sprints and then we have a discussion like a week or so later. Okay, now let's pick the books. All right, here we go. If you are new here, I have different colors. The green means that the book's gonna have to be set in the past. The orange is set in the present. The yellow is set in the future. If a ball drops, then we will pick a black card to go with it. Hopefully with 6, we'll be okay. These may change going forward. I was talking to my patrons and we have some new ideas, but that will not happen until at least the second half of the year. For now, that is the rules of the game. All right, here we go. Let's pick one. Okay, we've got a green. Ooh, a romantasy. For the pick of romantasy set in the past, I'm going to be reading Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher. This is a like magic circus romance, I think. It's like kind of dark. Enter at your own risk and discover the greatest show unearthed in this explosive, dark, imaginative fantasy. Anyways, our main character I think is like hiding from someone who's trying to like slaughter her entire clan. She disguises her abilities as part of her act so she can keep her identity safe. I've heard I want to say mixed, but honestly, I haven't heard great things about this book. I don't know. But I have FOMO and I want to read it. And I think I'm going to try to do a vlog where I read like books that are set at a circus for Escape the Readathon. I know Escape the Readathon is a carnival. I don't have carnival books, so I felt like circus was like carnival adjacent. So that's my thought process there. So anyways, we're gonna be reading this for romance. This prompt though could change because like I said, I'm leaving for a Polycon on Tuesday and I might end up with brand new books that I want to read right now. All right, pick number 2. A romance. Man, we are doing good with these. Kerplunk is like, here, let me be nice to you. For the romance set in the present, I'm gonna make this easy on myself and I'm going to add in Truly Madly Deeply because I know I will read this. So we're just making it easier on myself and hopefully being able to read the books on my TBR. I'm really excited about this one. Alexandra Bellafiore has always been a hit for me. I think her lowest rated book that I've ever given was a 3-star, but most of them have been like 4.5 to 5 stars. And I'm really, really excited about this one. It's kind of an opposites attract, I think. I don't know. It's adorable. I think it's gonna be great. All right, to pick number 3, we might as well go with yellow. So we have all 3 options. Here we go. Highest rated on Goodreads. For the highest rated on Goodreads set in the future, this one's hard because like there's not any wiggle room to it, right? Like it is the book that is the highest rated on your TBR shelf in a certain category. So there's not like, well, I could use this one for content. Like there's sometimes that I can like work around things. This one you can't. But I am really excited to read this one, and that is The Network Effect by Martha Wells. This is the 5th book in the Murderbot series and also the first full-length novel. Most of them have been novellas up to this point. All of them have been novellas up to this point. So this is the full-length novel, and I'm really excited to see how this is done because everything up until this point has been so episodic, and a lot of times we see the highlights of the story but not like diving in deep in what it actually means. So when Martha is given 350 pages to work with, how much more expansive can we get? All right, time for pick number 4. All right, we've got a sequel. You're not gonna be able to see that. It is a sequel, I promise. For the sequel set in the past, I have quite a few that I could choose for this one. However, this book has just been on my mind. It's living rent-free in my brain. So I'm going to be reading Beneath the Alabaster Spire by Alison Carr Wechter. This is the 2nd book in the Dark Knight Golden Dawn series. Actually, I don't know if it's the Immortal Orders, but the first book was Dark Knight Golden Dawn. I read it as the taste test for Romantasy before going to a Polycon, and I love that book. Like that book is still on my brain. So I want to continue it. I want to read the sequel. So this is what we're going to do. All right, book number 5. Ooh, a thriller. For the thriller set in the present, look at me putting both book club books on here. It's a win, okay? So we're gonna read Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. I really, really hope that you guys can join us. I'll have the sprints up as soon as I can, usually about a week out. But if you hit subscribe and hit the little bell, you'll know anyways. I think that this is gonna be a fun book. Everyone that has read it has just said like it's really fun, and a lot of people are really excited to read it with us. So I hope that you can do that. All right, and our last book. I know that I should do yellow and like, you know, just complete it, but I don't want to. And I have a lot more of the fantasy and contemporary stories that I need for content. So we're gonna do a fantasy. Watch Kerplunk was actually probably gonna like drop a marble and be like, haha, you should have picked yellow. But we did get green. So we have a standalone. Finally, for a standalone set in the past, I'm going to be going with The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. This is a book that I'm using for the Rainbow Project. Now, here's the thing. Listen. We're on yellow, right? And there are not a lot of yellow books that I own that I haven't read yet that are not romance. So I'm having to stretch it. Is this gold? Yes. But like the back feels very yellow. So we're gonna go with it. We're using it for this. But yeah, I don't have a lot of yellow books. Like trying to find a yellow horror book, they don't exist. So that's gonna be a very light and fluffy video. This is a book that's set in Victorian London, so it's a historical fantasy. Amid the shrouded parlors of Victorian London, 2 daring women hunt for truth and justice in the perilous art of conjuring the dead. Okay, so that's my TBR for May. I will also be doing other things. I am participating in Escape the Readathon, obviously, and so like a lot of those, the prompts dropped kind of randomly, and so I will be mood reading as we go and also like working on books for content. So this is just a little hint into what I am reading. Let me know a book that you are excited to read in the month of May, and if you are not feeling chatty, do a candle emoji. That is all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!